What's up, Grognard? Sam here. I'm coming to you from the studio, and today I'm going to be bringing you another pack opening. This one's very exciting, of course. We're going to be talking about Riftbound League of Legends, TCG. The set is Origins. This is, of course, the premiere of the set, dropping on October 31st, this Friday, Halloween, and we're really looking forward to getting this in the store. Now, of course, like a lot of TCGs, it's not necessarily going to be as readily available as we would all like. So I want to be upfront with you all about that. However, we did get a little bit more than we thought we were going to. So we will have packs to sell. We will have packs to sell hopefully all weekend long. We're looking into strategies in order to make sure that we can make it last longer. We will also have stuff set aside for our weeklies. So if you're going to be attending weeklies, you'll most likely be able to pick up product then. Of course, there will also be a sealed event this weekend, which is currently sold out. But again, there are ways to get a hold of product. We have starter decks, we have booster packs. We currently have not gotten any proving grounds, which is odd. We were told that we would be getting some, but currently we don't have any. I don't know if there's been any sort of change with release date or if there's been any sort of issue with that. Hopefully it will come later this week. But that was also going to be extremely, extremely limited. In fact, the most limited product of the entire launch. So I just want to be completely upfront and transparent about all of that so everyone kind of knows what we're getting into. It's nothing new. It's what we're navigating right now with Gundam, with Pokemon, with, pretty much any TCG out there right now. Magic, of course, we saw it with Final Fantasy. I'm sure things are going to be a little wild for Avatar as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully we'll have plenty to go around. I know some folks have already been able to pre-purchase their Avatar stuff, which is great because Wizards of the Coast has been providing us with numbers earlier, which is wonderful because then we get to know exactly how much we're going to get, and then we usually get more than that. So this is a great way for us to be able to actually just say, here you go, you bought it, it's yours. As soon as it comes in, come pick it up. We're exploring that model pretty much for all of our TCGs and all of our games going forward. That way we can kind of guarantee stuff for folks ahead of time. Our reservation system has worked wonderfully, but because of the changing landscape of games just in general, not even just TCGs, we'd really like to be able to offer a way for people to kind of guarantee stuff as soon as they can and just lock it in by paying up front. That said, the reservation system isn't going anywhere. So if you ever want to reserve a product that you know is coming out, just let us know. We'll put your name down on the list and we'll call you as soon as we know more. And that's same with special orders. If there's something you're looking for that we don't have in stock, even if it is a TCG, even if it is something that might be limited, let us know. We'll see what we can do. Every once in a while, we'll get stuff dropped later on down the road. And Riftbound will be one of those. Riftbound is something that we already know that they're going to be doing a second wave of. We're expecting that around Thanksgiving. Don't hold me to that. It's just kind of that's sort of the supposedly right now. We'll see what actually ends up happening, but I know that Universes, they've been very transparent and really wanted to make sure that there's plenty of product to go around, and they're absolutely printing more. So stay tuned for that. Right now, Grognard Games Roselle will be your Grognard Games headquarters for Riftbound. That's not to say that Algonquin and Batavia won't be getting some, but I know for a fact that Roselle is going to be kind of the hub. Roselle is going to get the most right now. That will change. It just has to do with signups and event creation and all that sort of stuff. And obviously Algonquin couldn't do that because they didn't exist when, stuff first started up for Riftbound. So I'm telling you way more than you need to know. And I'm sure that, Todd and Larry are probably like, Sam, stop talking. They don't need to know all of this. But I just want to be as transparent as possible because I know how frustrating it can be when a new game comes out. We're very excited for it, and then it just disappears right away. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure we get it into your hands. Again, attending weeklies, being a part of the community is the best way for you to get product. Even if that means we're just doing sealed, even if that means you're just getting packs for wins, whatever the case might be, that's going to be the best way to do it. Our Gundam community has been pretty successful in that respect as well. Just being able to get product into your hands any way we can. And that's something that we're going to strive to do in any case. It's just hard right now. It's not our fault. We're doing everything we can, I promise. But let's talk about the cool stuff. All right. League of Legends. What do I know about League of Legends? So I've never played League of Legends. I know it exists. I know it's a thing. I'm aware of Arcane. Riftbound, when it first kind of got announced and at Gamma, when people were trying it out, I was much more interested in Gundam, and I was much more interested in learning some of like the Bushiroad games like Cardfight Vanguard and Vice Schwartz. So I didn't actually participate in the demo of Riftbound at Gamma this past February. That said, I knew that there were folks internally that were very excited about it. And as it got closer and closer and I started learning more about it, I myself got kind of excited about it. And then I had the opportunity to demo the game. I took part in the very first in-store demo at Grognard Games. And I loved it right away. I just thought, like, this is a really cool game. I appreciate the cards. I appreciate the art. I think that there are some games that you see card art, or you see something for online, and you're just sort of like, oh yeah, that looks really cool. I can't wait to see that in my hands. And then there's sometimes when you see stuff and you're kind of like, I don't know, but then you get it in your hands and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And Riftbound was one of those for me. Seeing some of the stuff online, because I didn't have a prior attachment to it, I was kind of nonplussed by. And then when I actually had the cards in my hand, I was super stoked. I thought that they looked great. I thought that they felt great. And seeing kind of what I've been seeing of some of the chase cards and the alt arts and that sort of stuff, really impressed with what they've done with this game. And again, the way that the game plays, which is always, of course, the biggest thing that we want, I think is very, very cool. And I certainly enjoyed it quite a bit in the times that I've played it. And I've had a chance to play a few games now. So by no means an expert, but I do have a little bit of a feel for it, a feel for the flavors. So we're gonna dive right in. I'm not gonna waste any more time talking about this stuff. So let's go ahead and head over to the Grognard Games mat. Of course, Cenk Matz is the creator of the Grognard Games mat. And you can purchase these at any of our Grognard Games locations, Roselle, Batavia, or Algonquin. You'll also see over here, I've got my little display set up. Let's talk about these starter decks. So we've got the champion decks for Lee Sin, Jinx, and Victor. These are all, of course, your pre-constructed starter decks. They come with a 40-card deck, 12 rune cards, 3 battlefields, a paper playmat, instructions, and a booster pack. So yet another way to get a booster. Now, these are not the same as the demo decks. So if you've played the demo decks before, don't expect them to have the same exact cards, and they don't. They are a little bit different. I'm not actually going to open these right now. You can look up the card lists online. I'll put a link down below. But again, just super cool. I love the fact that, each box, the art is a little bit different. You can see it in the borders here. Jinx, of course, has the fun pow pow on the sides, and just a lot of cool little design elements there that really kind of draw it in to the pre-established characters. We'll go ahead and slide these over here. You can see the color combinations on the top, by the way. And then here it is. Here is a booster box of Riftbound League of Legends Origins. Again, this is going to be, pretty standard 24 booster packs containing 14 Riftbound TCG cards, including 3 foil cards. Of course, drop rates are available online. They mentioned that right back here. Origins, the debut set of Riftbound League of Legends TCG, brings champions to the battlefield like never before. Power up your deck with this 24-pack booster box. The Rift awaits. Are you ready? And I think we are. Riot Games, again, has done a great job of kind of promoting the game, getting it out there. I think that we're in for a treat. They seem to be very, very intent on making sure that not only is product out there, but that organized play is supported well. Even already from the Asian markets, we're hearing a lot of good things. So looking forward to kind of seeing what we can expect here. And there we are right off the bat with our booster packs. And let's get into it. Let's waste no time. They feel thick. They feel very thick. We got our little notch here, so we'll go ahead and tear. Oh, that tore so nicely. Oh, I love it. And we'll start things off here with Eager Apprentice. And this is kind of your common symbol right there. Charm, Hextech Ray, Pit Crew, Dune Drake, Mystic Poro, Daring Poro. And then we're getting into our uncommons here with our Vanguard Helm, Wallop. Nice little spell there. And now we got a battlefield. This is a fortified position. Of course, the battlefields are integral to the gameplay. We got our first foil card, a common, Call the Weak. And then, check that out. Vayne, Hunter, Champion Unit. Full art, looking very, very, very nice. I think this is our rare symbol right here. And then what do we got behind that? Nice. We got Misfortune, Bounty Hunter. Very, very cool looking foil card there. And then we got our token unit here, Sprite and Buff. And then a nice little info card right here with also QR codes for Learn to Play and Finding Store near you. So yeah, there we have it. Some very, very pretty foils here. Digging those a great deal. And we're going to get right into the next pack, keep things going. Again, I'm not going to necessarily go over each and every card. If we see any cards that we are most interested in, then obviously we'll take a pause, maybe read what's going on the card. No idea what pull rates are going to be like for this. No idea what we're going to be seeing, from this, but hopefully we'll pull some epics and have fun with that. Cleave, the lecturing Yordle. That's a fun looking card. Tank, I must be assigned combat damage first. When you play me, draw 1. Now, of course, one of the cool things here in Riftbound, of course, is like we've got our costs, but we also have our attack and defense is the same number, so it's 2. That's something that's kind of fun and easy about the game. Our cost is up here in the corner. Charm, which is a spell, move an enemy unit. We got Sky Splitter, another spell, very big spell there. Back to back, Mobilize, Gust, Nexus Saboteur, Scrap Heap, another battlefield, the Obelisk of Power. At the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player channels 1 lore. Ooh, that Malzahar, that looks cool. I mean, I love purples, so I'm pretty easy at that. I mean, it's a blue card, but the purple shades obviously there. And what do we got behind that? We got a Karthus Eternal. Very, very nice. And then, oh, check it out. Misfortune Buccaneer. This, I believe, is our highest rarity. It is an alt art. Yeah, 193A. So this is one of our alt arts. It's the highest rarity right here. Beyond Epic, which is super cool. Previously, all we've pulled are these rares. So to pull one of these is pretty sweet. We got a Fire Rune. For our token / rune card, and then of course a phases of the turn. This is interesting. So these info cards are actually different. They're not the same in each pack. That's fascinating, which I can appreciate. I get a little sleeve here for our Misfortune Buccaneer card. Very cool looking card. Glad that we were able to pull one of these alt arts so early. This is a tight fit. I think I'm gonna actually grab a different sleeve for this. That feels a little not quite what I'm looking for. Do I even have any other sleeves? I don't even have any other sleeves on me. Well, we'll just leave it there for all its glory to be consumed. Keeping things nice and easy and loose over here at Grognard Games YouTube channel. But I know that folks are very excited about the game. We have a long list of reservations already, and we're going to do our best to fulfill. And we're not going to be able to fulfill full boxes. It's just not going to happen. Because of the amount of product that we're getting. We wanted to get some singles out there for folks, so that's why I'm doing the pack opening. Plus, of course, it's good for the channel. It gets more eyes on us. More eyes on us means more people in the store, means more product, hopefully, which is certainly something that we want for something like Riftbound. The more people we get playing in the store, the more product that we're going to get allocated on. Thermo Beam. This is one of our uncommons here. Kill all gear. Rude. Cythria of Cloudfield. We got a unit here, Demacia Elite. When you play another unit, buff me. If I don't have a buff, I get a +1 buff, which is pretty nice. And then we got Captain Farron here. Other friendly units have Assault +1 while they're attackers. We got a common foil. We got another rare foil, the Volibear. Check it out. Imposing. Very, very nice. And we have our first epic. Wow, that is super sweet looking. Cadrigan the Infernal. Nice looking dragon. See, it pops really well there. And then we have our Calm Rune and yet another different rule card there. So info card. Very nice. All right, so far I just dropped it back. So far we are 3 packs in, and we have pulled an epic and an alt art. So not bad. I again don't know what the pull rates are going to be like on this. I have seen some speculation online that the pull rates might not necessarily be as good as they were on the Asian cards, which I would be shocked if that's actually the case. We seem to be doing pretty all right so far. Riptide Rex, Clockwork Keeper, Noxus Hopeful, Trifarian Glory Seeker. I like that art a lot. Let's see. Crackshot Corsair, Morbid Return a unit from your trash to your hand. Always nice to have stuff like that. Hidden Blade. And And let's see here, we got the Kinku Monk. We've got Salvage. We got the Grove of the God Willow. When you hold here, draw one. Nice. We got a common foil. We got an uncommon. This is actually our first uncommon foil, our first foil Battlefield. And then we got a rare, a Ravenborn Tome, which is some gear. Very, very nice. And then got another Calm Rune and another Steps of Combat. So, yeah, it's our first uncommon foil, actually. You know, I mean, we seem to be doing all right as far as our rares go. I mean, we've gotten a nice stack of rares here. We got one epic, and we got our alt art. So pretty nice, pretty nice. We'll see what else is in store for us. Hoping for maybe, I don't know, what, 3 alt arts would be nice, and then we'll see maybe 5 or 6 epics. I don't know. Cleave, Stupefy, Wielder of Water, Blazing Scorcher, another dragon. Cannon Barrage, Shipyard Skulker, Soaring Scout, digging that art, Spirit's Refuge, very, very nice. Retreat, Star-Tipped Peak, another battlefield. When you hold here, you may channel 1 rune exhausted. Very nice. Get you a little ramp there. Ooh, nice. Victor Innovator, rare. Very, very cool. Another rare here with Set Kingpin. Digging that. And we got another. Oh man, and this is actually one of my chases. This is fabulous. Jinx Demolitionist alt art. Love that art. Love that. I mean, ask and ye shall receive, I suppose, because here I was talking about another alt, and there it is. Love that card. So cool. So cool. Nice texture here. Yeah, very nice card. Then we got our recruit token, and we got another. This one is different from the others that we've received. This is key game terms. Always fun to crack some packs. I love getting the chance to do this on the channel. Of course, these cards are going to go to the store, so keep your eyes peeled for the singles. We might not sell them right away. We like to wait for the market to settle down just a little bit. But of course, if there's something you see here that you really want, call the store, let them know. We'll get you down, and hopefully we'll have it for you. Eager Apprentice, Playful Phantom, Brazen Buccaneer. The earlier you call, the earlier you get down, the better chance you'll have of getting what you're looking for. So hopefully we'll be able to do that for you. Normally we don't take reserves for singles or anything like that, but with when we do videos like this, we like to be able to accommodate that. Eclipse Herald, some nice art there. So please, yeah, do that. Raven Bloom Student, liking that a lot. Noxian Drummer, and there's a rare Soul Gorger, very cool foil card. We got another rare behind that, Sona Harmonious, really like that. And what do we got? We got another alt art. It's Victor. It's a leader card. Look at that. Super cool. Oh no, excuse me. That's not an alt. That's just an epic. Just an epic, but I mean just an epic, right? I mean that looks fantastic. And then we got our Sprite buff, which we had earlier. And then timing of spells and abilities. So, yeah, like I say, normally, we don't do holds or reserves for singles, but obviously we when we do a pack opening like this, we want folks to have a shot. So call the store. If we have it, we'll get your name down for it. If it's, if somebody got to it first, then that's the way it goes. But hopefully we'll have, plenty of singles in the future for Riftbound. Consult the Past. It's one that a lot of folks, again, internally are excited for, and we really want to support the game, so you can expect to see singles in store. Stalwart Poro, Noxus Hopeful, Mobilize again, Morbid Return again, Daring Poro, Confront, Unyielding Spirit, prevent all spell and ability damage this turn. Treasure Trove, Raging Soul. We got another foil uncommon, Spectral Matron. And let's see here, our rare is Mistfall. When you buff a friendly unit, you may pay and exhaust this to ready it. And then we got another rare behind that, Nocturne. Horrifying. Very cool art. We got a Fury Rune. And then we got some keywords over here. So, yeah, I'd love to hear what folks are most excited about when it comes to Riftbound. Are you coming to the game fresh? Do you have a history with League of Legends? Are you a fan of Arcane? What got you in? Have you already picked up some product? Have you pre-ordered? Have you gotten in on the demos? We did, I think, 3 demo days between the stores, which is a great way to get some promos. And again, just a fun time. way to get in on the game early and hopefully start securing product with those weekly play days. Reavers row. When you defend here, you may move a friendly unit here to base. Very cool. Wizened Elder. Nice art there. We got a common foil, Fight or Flight. We got a rare Ravenborn Tome. We already got one of those. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Radiant Dawn. When you stun one or more enemy units, buff a friendly unit. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets a +1 buff. That is a gorgeous card. Hard to believe that is simply just a rare, if you will. Another Fury Rune, and then some key game terms. Let us know, what starter deck are you most interested in? Which one did you want to pick up to get started on games? Are you looking to go with Jinx, Lee Sin, Victor? Yeah, these champion decks are, ready to go right out of the box, but obviously will be even better with upgrade with some boosters. Would love to see, folks kind of doing the trading and getting the singles they need, picking their colors and going for it there. Pouty Poro, Stealthy Pursuer, Vanguard Captain, Pit Rookie, Cemetery Attendant, Symbol of Solari, very nice. Reinforce, Navori Fighting Pit, a common foil challenge. We got a rare Party Favors. That's a fun looking card. We got another rare Jinx Demolitionist. There you go. So we've pulled both of the Jinxes in the foils there. And then we got the Recruits and buff on the back. Looks like most of those tokens just have buff on the back. Phases of a Turn info card. Yeah, let us know, if there's anything that you're looking forward to the most. We don't have a whole lot of information about, any other sorts of special game formats or weekly plays. I mean, obviously there is the multiplayer variant of the game, in addition to 1v1. Some people, I think, are eager to get on the multiplayer aspect of it. 1v1 will probably be what we're supporting in weekly play for the most part, but that can obviously change if folks are more interested in doing something else. So we're always listening. Sprite Mother, Reckoner's Arena, Wild Claw Shaman. That's pretty cool. When you play me, you may spend a buff to buff me and ready me. Very nice. We got a common here, foil Sky Splitter. We got a rare Kiana Victorious champion unit. Very, very nice looking card there. We got another rare. We got Progress Day, also looking very cool. We got an Order Rune, our first Order Rune. More keywords. Again, these are always a lot of fun for me to do. I get the chance to kind of learn while I go, as well as show off some really cool stuff. And, in some cases, obviously, like when I've done Lorcana, or the Gundam game, obviously, those are things that I know a little bit more about. With this one, I'm definitely just kind of figuring a lot of this out as I go along. I've played the game, like I said, but the lore is something that I'm still not 100% solid on, but it's definitely something that I want to dive into, want to watch Arcane, learn a little bit that way. But yeah, tell me what your favorite parts of the League of Legends universe are. How did you come to it? Again, are you come into this just all Void Gate? That's pretty cool. Spells and abilities affecting units here each deal 1 bonus damage. Blast Cone Fae. I'd love to hear kind of what your favorite parts of the lore are. Flurry of Blades, common foil. We got a rare foil here. Wraith of Echoes, very cool. And we got another epic Super Mega Death Rocket. Very, very cool. Signature spell for Jinx. Deal 5 to a unit. When you conquer, you may discard 1 to return this from your trash to your hand. So the Jinx deck is the thing that I wanted to build the most, and I have to say, or as of right now, like this booster box would support that. So I don't know if there's any mapping to the booster boxes or anything like that, but the fact that we pulled the alt art Jinx Demolitionist as well as the signature spell is pretty sweet. Got the Falling Comet, we got Meditation, we got Legion Rearguard, Riptide Rex, back-to-back Arena Bar, Psy Scout, Ravenbloom Student, Spoils of War. Just got too excited there. Spectral Matron, Watchful Sentry, common foil. We got the Lee Sin Blind Monk Legend foil here. Very, very nice. Like that a lot. the rare. Oh, and we got another epic, the Seal of Unity gear here. Reaction and abilities that add resources can't be reacted to. Very, very cool. And we got a body rune, steps of combat. So yeah, I will not be there this weekend for the release event. I'm still finishing up the run of my latest theatrical endeavor, Gaslight, at Oil Lamp Theater in Glenview. It has been a blast. It has been long and exhausting, and I am running on empty pretty much all the time. But it's been so much fun, and the fact that I get to do that is always a lot of fun. Let's do a little pack trick here. Take the token and the info card out. Solari Shield Bearer, Kimtech Enforcer, Sprite Call, Petty Officer. That officer was so petty. Flurry of Blades, Mystic Poro, Faithful Manufactor. We got Tarragon's Peak. When you conquer here, ready 2 runes at the end of this turn. Dangerous Duo, very cool. Bandle City Mech. When you play me, give a unit +2 this turn. Very nice. Traveling Merchant, and we got Tarragon Peak Foil. We got a Covert Operation rare foil, and then we got another rare foil. Yes, Keza Evolutionary Champion unit. Very, very nice. Yeah, I just really enjoyed the way that the game played. I enjoy the cards. I think we're living in a really good time for TCGs right now. As far as the quality of games that we have, in the '90s when we had such a deluge of games, some of those games were rushed, to say the least. But the fact that we're getting some high quality games with great art and if unfortunately short supply is nice. Very, very nice. Forge of the Future, Pit Rookie, the arena's greatest. At the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player gains 1 point. Discipline Spell, Pirate's Haven Spell, Foil Common Hex Tech Ray. Ooh, Shin. Nice, another champion unit here. Looking very, very good as our rare. And another rare, we got the Maddened Marauder. All right. I think the game's got great mechanics. I think it feels, based off of what I do know about the property, it feels fairly thematic. It feels as though, based off of a lot of what I've been told, mostly by Giuseppe, that the game does a really wonderful job of replicating elements of what has come before. Our order rune there. On Guard, Get Excited, Orb of Regret, Crackshot Corsair, Fight or Flight, Soaring Scout, Confront, and let's see, you got the Trifarian War Camp, Adaptatron, Cytherea of Cloudfield. We got Dangerous Duo in foil. We got, nice, look at that, Rare Karma champion unit. Very, very cool looking card. And we got a rare Twisted Fate, another champion unit. So very, very nice. But yeah, I am, I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting some more games in. Hopefully I'll be able to do some of the weekly play. We'll see what happens. My schedule is always up in the air, in addition to the store being a pair. Whoa! Check that out. We got an alt art rune. That is sick. Love that. Very, very nice. I'll put that over here with our alts. And that took up our token slot. So I'm not saying that this pack has another one in it, but I'm wondering if this pack could technically give us a double alt art because that was in the rune slot and not the rare slot or the alt slot. So we'll see. We'll see. Brazen Buccaneer, Eager Apprentice, Clockwork Keeper, Disintegrate, Undercover Agent, Cruel Patron, Confront, the Monastery of Hirana. When you conquer here, you may spend a buff to draw 1. Portal Rescue, Scrapyard Champion, got an Undercover Agent foil. We got a rare Caitlyn champion unit, and we got another rare unit, Albus Pharos. Very, very nice. Yeah, I so far as like polls go, so we've got 3 alt arts, we've got 4 epics, um, nice stack of rares, commons and uncommons, also looking good. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see what happens here. I mean, obviously, like you're going to be able to pull some play sets of commons out of this. Maybe get lucky and have a couple uncommon play sets or something, but for the most part, you're going to be wanting to find singles of your epics and rares and any potential alt arts in order to try to get those play sets if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, the game as a whole, especially being the first set, you're going to find a lot of utility in commons and uncommons. It's not going to be all about just trying to soup up the deck with your rares and epics, partly because color combos and that sort of stuff, there's going to be some restrictions, so you're not even going to have access to that many, especially at this early stage in the game's lifespan. I'm just getting the vibe. Ember Monk, that's a cool looking card. I'm getting the vibe that you'll be able to probably with some packs and then buying some singles, build a nice deck, especially if you've got something in mind already, whether it's the latest and greatest meta net decking or if there's something that you want to brew yourself. All right, so this is cool. So our first foil is a rare. So let's see what that means for these next few here. So we got one rare. Then we got, Vi, look at that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Another one of the cards I was looking for. And now let's see what we got behind that. Oh, all right. So we know we're getting an epic. And that epic is Time Warp. Look at that. Take a turn after this one, banish this. Well, that is a super cool card. So yeah, so that was cool. We got 3 rares. Wait, is that right? No, sorry. So we got 2 rares and an epic. Nice, very, very nice. I'm always interested in, because I think that the thing is like some people certainly get caught up when it comes to the value proposition of it all. Like, how much is this worth? And I totally get that. Like, I mean, obviously, like I work in a retail environment. Like I understand that, the value of a card can certainly mean a lot to folks. But for me, it's also like, it's exciting. It's exciting to pull some of those cards, especially if it's a card that you want to use in your deck. So it's exciting to be able to pull some of those big cards, and I think that that's why pull rates in general are something that we pay attention to, even beyond financial value. Watchful Sentry, Meditation, at least for me anyway, Pouty Poro, Cemetery Attendant, Vanguard Sergeant. Because with the games that I do collect, like I don't, I've never sold one of my enchanteds for Lorcana. I keep all of those, so it's just exciting to be able to pull that or an epic or whatnot. And it's the same thing with this. And so that's kind of why I look at it usually, those pull rates, just figuring like, okay, if I get this many packs, I have a chance of getting this or that. Mystic Poros or Lari Chief, Poro Herder, the Dreaming Tree. That's some really nice art. Love to see that on a playmat. The first time you choose a friendly unit with a spell here, each turn draw 1. And then we have a Trifarian War Camp, uncommon. We got Darius, Trifarian, champion unit. And then we got another one. Check it out. Jinx, Loose Cannon, legend unit. Very, very cool. Yeah. Yeah. This box has brought me all the cards that I personally want. Anyway, yeah, this is it's always a fun time when a game comes out and you're just kind of getting a taste of what it has to offer, because obviously with Riftbound we're already getting solicitations for the second set, and obviously that's going to be exciting for us when that comes down. Sunlit Guardian, to continue, the hype, if you will. Legion Rearguard, Lecturing Yordle, Call to Glory, Bilgewater Bully, Ride the Wind, Hidden Blade, Windswept Hillock. We're seeing some cards again, which is nice. Fading Memories, Imperial Decree, Traveling Merchant foil. Ooh, look at that. The Boss. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then behind that, we got another rare. We got Warwick, Champion Unit Hunter. Very cool. Yeah, this is. I mean, again, if this was my box and I was opening this, I would be very very pleased. With what I'm getting here, I feel like there's some great trade fodder stuff that I wouldn't necessarily want for my deck, right? But then definitely some things here that I'm looking at and I'm thinking like, holy mackerel! Like I've basically pulled at least one of all the cards I really wanted. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, we'll see. We're not even done yet. The Jeweled Colossus, Defy, Hextech Ray, Forge of the Future, Bilgewater Bully, Shipyard Skulker, Trefarian Glory Seeker, Mushroom Pouch, Mountain Drake, another dragon, the Hallowed Tomb. We got a common Pit Crew, and then an uncommon. All right, so this is not the greatest pack compared to some of the others of the Adaptatron, and then behind that we have a rare Kraken Hunter. I mean, I feel like we've had some really really great pack luck. So to have a pack like that, I mean, I'm not complaining by any stretch. But it's also just a good reminder that like if you're buying single packs, like yeah, every once in a while you're gonna grab a dud. I mean, it's definitely happened with me with Lorcana. I got a pack of Azurite Sea the other day and I cracked it open and it was like just not great. Sprite call, but that's the other thing too, like when you take the risk of opening a pack versus buying singles or versus looking for a full box or something like that, like you're gonna there's gonna be some duds, there's gonna be times when you open something that's like, well, I have every single card in here that I needed, so I didn't really get much out of it, and that's okay. That's a part of the bargain, if you will, when we do this. Dune Drake, Psy Scout. And I think that the nice thing is that then that becomes trade fodder. That becomes something that you trade in. The Siren, very very nice. You remove a friendly unit to a battlefield to your base. The Mask of Foresight, very cool. Stacked deck. Ooh, all right, we got a rare right off the bat here. Dr. Mundo, Expert champion unit. All right, we got another rare. Fiora, Victorious, very very nice. Oh, here we go. It's an epic. It's Zenith Blade. Check that out. That is super cool. That is super, super cool. Stun an enemy unit at a battlefield. You may move a friendly unit to that enemy unit's battlefield. Very, very cool. And then we got the recruit and our info card. So all right. So yeah, we're cruising along here. We got 6 epics for the box so far. We got 3 alt arts, including again, my personal, one of my personal chases. So that's pretty sweet. Cannot complain when it comes to that. So let's see here. Take that. I kind of got a peek. I think we got something really nice at the end of this. We got Rune Prison, Magma Worm, Watchful Sentry, Sunlit Guardian, Fight or Flight. What are you thinking of the art? What are you thinking of the art? One of the things that has become apparent to me as someone who's not as familiar with the lore or in the world is that it's a very expansive world. This is not something that's got like kind of just your standard fantasy fare where it's like, well, this is Eastern Asian fantasy, so everything has a tinge of that, or this is your standard white European medieval fantasy era or world. There's definitely a mix. So I'm curious what people are thinking of the art, what they're thinking of the representation for the game when it comes to the lore and what you've seen before. Gemcraft Seer, that's a pretty cool looking card. We've got a rare here with Raging Firebrand. Another dragon card. We got another rare. Ooh, nice. So it's Yasuo Unforgiven legend card. And then behind that, ooh, we got another epic. Seal of Strength. Very, very cool. So we're down to our last 2 packs. But again, I think that this is a successful pack opening when it comes to what we've been able to secure from the game. And I'm very, I don't know, I'm very excited. I'm certainly hoping that, at some point we get the opportunity to get boxes into people's hands. But in the meantime, just know we will have packs for you. They will be limited. We're going to do our best to make sure as many people as possible can get their hands on it if they're interested. Weekly play events. That's always the way to do it. We're going to build that community, and we're going to make sure that folks get product as best we can. Cull of the Week, Stormclaw Ursine, very, very cool. Ember Monk. We got Block, nice. Peak Guardian, the Grand Plaza, a common Rune Prison foil, an uncommon Cytheria of Cloudfield, and a rare Primal Strength. So, all right, let's see if we get some Lax Pack magic, because that one was definitely another one of our duds, which we did not get a lot of dud packs, quite frankly. You know, I was very, very pleased with the distribution. We got a nice big fat stack of rare foils there. We got a decent number of epics, and we even have 3 alt arts. So let's see what happens with this last pack. We got a Chaos Rune, and now here we go. Clockwork Keeper. Get excited. Consult the Past, Pit Rookie, Gust, Vanguard Captain, Paka Club, Villamaw's Lair, Face Breaker, Sun Disc. We got a common Vanguard Sergeant. And behind that, we got a rare Rasa the Sunderer. Very cool looking card. And our last card is another rare, the Solari Shrine. Very, very nice. Did we get any doubles on our rares? Just out of curiosity. Let's see what we got here. So, looking to see if we got any doubles. Man, those Legends cards, those full arts look so cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if we did, actually. I think we might have only gotten one ofs, which is, not a bad thing. I'm just curious, again, when it comes to... Wow, that card is very nice. Love the way that energy breaks the border there. Kind of curious when it comes to those distribution rates and the size of the set. I mean, it is a big set. We've got 298 cards in the set. So, we did. That's right. We got 2 Ravenborn Tomes. But I think, did we? No. But I think that might be the only thing that we got 2 of on here. So, still very, very cool. We got a number of legend cards here. So we got 6 of the legends, which is very cool. And then over here with our epics, we got our Seal of Strength, Zenith Blade, Time Warp, Seal of Unity, Super Mega Death Rocket. We got the Victor Leader Champion unit, which is super cool. And then we got the Cadragon, the Infernal Dragon. So the fact that we got Jinx's signature spell and Jinx's alt art in here is pretty sweet. We also got the Misfortune alt art, which is awesome. So, and the Mind Rune. Yeah, I look, I definitely want to know what you all think. I want to let you give me your thoughts, your opinions. If you open this box, would you be happy with it? We definitely want to take a look and see maybe what TCG Player tells us about some of this stuff, because at this particular point, I got no idea. I got no frame of reference. So I'm curious as to what we might see, especially as things kind of evolve and move forward. Obviously, prices right now are going to be kind of insane, and you never know exactly what you're gonna see when it comes to singles and that sort of stuff. But I am kind of curious as to what folks, what you're interested in, what you saw me pull that you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. If there's anything in here that you think is going to be something that you would use personally, or if it's if it didn't really hit for you, then tell me why. Tell me what you would be looking for. And again, if you saw anything in here that you are interested in and that you would like to pick up, please do call the store. You can call the store and say, hey, I saw Sam open this in the pack opening video, and I would really like to pick up that card. Do you have it? And we'll do our best to get it into your hands for you. So, but yeah, those are all the singles. I'm not going to open the starter decks because I want you to get those. I'm not even buying one. I personally am not actually even going to buy one because we want you to get them. Sometimes, working at a game store is awesome, and then sometimes working at a game store means you just look and watch other people get happy, and that's what genuinely, that's what I want. I want to make sure that Riftbound goes to the customers that are going to be in the store playing the game, and hopefully I get to be one of those people at some point. But I know that I won't be at first, so I would rather the folks that are going to be playing right away get product. So all these starter decks, all of these singles will be in the store. Again, that'll be Grognard Games Roselle. That's going to be your hub right now for Riftbound. The other stores may have some product here and there, but Roselle is where you're going to want to go when it comes to Riftbound. If you have any questions about the game, if you want a demo of the game, stop on in. You could do that at any of the 3 stores actually, but again, Roselle is going to be your hub for when it comes to getting product right away. So that's really all I got this week. It's a kind of a short video in terms of info and that sort of thing, a longer video because it's a pack opening. But I hope that everybody is pumped for Riftbound League of Legends Origins. I think that the game is a lot of fun, and we are really looking forward to seeing what the community does, how they respond to the game, and who's coming out every week. So let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, make sure that you follow us on social over at Instagram as well, for all the latest updates from Grognard Games. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, stay safe out there, and always roll responsibly.